Welcome to Coffee and a Conversation hosted by CJ Abernathy for South Dakota District 23 Senate 2020. A father, an activist, a Marine Corps combat veteran of Iraq and Afghanistan, Purple Heart recipient with a bachelor's degree in information technology software engineering. CJ is the executive producer for the Adam vs. the Man podcast with Adam Kokesh, and the CEO of Internet Warlords, the War for the Internet, as well as a former 2018 South Dakota Libertarian gubernatorial candidate, and a 2020 South Dakota delegate to the Libertarian National Convention. If you would like to join this broadcast, click the link in the description. Coffee and a Conversation starts now. Have a great day or don't. The choice is always yours.
Good morning. Never fails to happen. Good morning, or morning. I don't want to assume the adjective of your day. It's gonna be an interesting one today. If you'd like to join this broadcast, you're more than welcome to click the link in the description. What's up? It's your boy CJ, the Internet Warlord, coming to you live and loud from the great state of Meth Dakota. You know Meth Dakota. It's the state just south of North Dakota, that Dakota. The state formerly known as South Dakota until the Queen of Meth, Governor Kristi Noem, declared by proclamation that we're all on meth by spending lots and lots of taxpayer dollars to combat a meth crisis that, well, how's that going, Governor? How's that going? Well, that's right. You were just paying off some people. You know what it is? I haven't had any coffee yet this morning. Now, it's going to be an interesting day. Any of you guys are welcome to join. Like I said, click that link in the description. And, we'll go from there. So, we got a few things we're going to cover today. I don't really know. I don't know where to go right off the bat in this. I'm pretty sure I know what to do, though. Because there's well, put it to you this way: when there's cops around, well, you hope they're good cops. Sometimes they're bad cops. It's hard to tell the difference. So this is what we call good cop, bad cop.
Hey now, take a step outside and seize the day now. Set aside your worries, it's okay now. The sun is here to stay.
Now what you're witnessing is a man who's being arrested for not wearing a mask, being assaulted over and over and over again. He was arrested for not wearing a mask, and he's being arrested by people who are not wearing masks. Now, again, I this is all the only footage that I've seen so far of this. I haven't seen the security camera footage. I mean, obviously security cameras are in use, so I would assume that this is being recorded on other cameras than this one. And I'm hoping that this story comes out more. But the story is pretty interesting when you put it into perspective and you go, well, why would you send unmasked cops, which is still a dumb, scary thought, to arrest a man for not wearing a mask? It doesn't make any sense. I don't understand why. I feel like I'm missing a donut here. Fortunately, I'll just save the donut for another day, I guess. But we go to a story here that I'm going to allow you to... Oh, somebody gave me an angry face. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm glad you're triggered. we go to the next one that's a title here that says Unhinged Cop turns to camera and smiles before choking and beating a man. Now, when I first saw this video, I was thinking that dude's possessed by a demon. That cop right there is possessed by a demon. I mean, there is absolutely, I didn't see anything in this video that warranted what's about to happen. I didn't. Now, these are the kind of cops that I think should be executed publicly. Honestly, I think that these are the types of law enforcement officers that should have their head chopped off by guillotine, shot publicly, execution style. These are the type of cops we need to get rid of. These are bad cops. These are bad cops. This is why we have a problem in America today with law enforcement, because again, this is being documented. This is being recorded, and this man does this. So I'm all for public executions of law enforcement officers that do this. This is why I carry a gun. And I mean, they're going to kill you anyways. At this point, they're going to kill you. And as Adam Kokesh has stated plenty of times, you can comply and then assert your rights, your rights after. But the red, white, and blue behind you it can be up to including the death penalty for you if you don't comply with, Captain wants to whoop your ass right here. Captain should be shot in the head. This is why I carry a gun in my truck. If anybody tried to put their hands through my window, I would start shooting them. Cop, protester, doesn't matter. If you're trying to break into my vehicle, I'm going to blow your brains out. Fact of the matter. I mean, that's why you carry a gun. That's why you do that. So I'm all for public executions of these types of law enforcement officers. But for right now, we're just going to put them on the screen and just say that this is the kind of cop that should be shot in the head. Fair enough? I mean, it's not me actually going out there and doing it, so before you get your little pennies in a bunch and get all triggered, it's just an opinion over the internet that cops like this should be executed publicly. Oh, hold on. You guys can't hear that.
My hands are up on camera. All right. I'm in no threat. You're going to get your ass whooped in front of fucking Lord and all creation. I'm going to give you one more chance. I'm being threatened. You can bring that with you. I'll let you film the whole thing. I'm being threatened right now. I'm giving you a chance.
Yep. Being threatened for sure.
I'm giving you a chance. I feel unsafe.
I would feel unsafe too.
My hands are up. I am doing nothing wrong to provoke anybody.
He hasn't provoked anybody that I've seen.
Sure, this is all recorded. I've just been threatened by a lawful officer.
Witness.
I have just been threatened by a law officer as two other officers stand by
and do nothing
and say absolutely nothing.
Correct. Which is again why all three of them should be publicly executed.
Willing to participate. My passenger door was open. My driver door was open. I have it on camera. He rolled my window down to do so. I'm giving you to the count of 3, sir. I'm still giving you.
Which is a violation of your constitutional rights to be secured in your persons, places, things, and effects. But it's only the 4th and 5th Amendments that they're violating. I mean, it's only treason. I mean, come on, guys.
Camera. I am not resisting. I'm making sure it is being known. I am not resisting. Okay. My hands are up. One hand on this camera. My seatbelt is being arrested. As long as your hands are up, that's fine. I'm not resisting. As long as your hands are up. I was unlawfully. Okay, come on, sir, please do not touch me, sir. Keep your phone out. Sir, please do not touch me. See, that's where we're coming to a disagreement. It's not about I'm giving you to the count of 3.
I'll bet you this sissy Lala here, it was in the military. And I'm going to bet Army. I'm going to bet Army only because, he just comes off like a bitch. Like he wants to be. It just doesn't come off as authentic as if it was a Marine yelling at you. That's an Army thing. That's got to be an Army thing. But again, this is what law enforcement has become. Welcome to America. You think you're free? The road pirates are still out there, and every bit of interaction we have with law enforcement is up to and including possibly the death penalty now. So,
sir, do it. I'm not touching this officer.
I think he's possessed by a demon.
I'm being threatened.
Not the gentleman, but the officer.
Now you're under arrest for disobeying the law.
I was being an officer.
I'm giving you to the count of 3.
This officer has threatened me.
I was unlawfully detained.
No threat to this
2.
officer. I've been threatened.
Watch the show.
My life is in
Watch
danger.
the show, folks. This is why, again, I hope this officer is executed publicly, and I can watch the show, folks. Again, we're going to play good cop, bad cop. This is a bad cop. This is one that deserves to have his head chopped off, shot in the face. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody retaliates someday and he's executed publicly, extrajudiciously. I mean, that's just my opinion. Again, I'm just a guy on the internet with an opinion. I'm watching the show, folks, and I'm telling you that cop deserves a bullet in his head. Put him down like a rabid dog.
How do you like that? How do you like that?
How do you like that, he says.
Put your hands. Put your hands.
I'm just expecting to hear a gunshot at this point.
My hands are behind my back. I am not resisting. Sir, please get off my neck.
And he's saying, sir, he said, sir, get off my neck.
Off my neck, sir.
He's on his neck.
You are harming me. You are harming me, sir. You are harming me.
All right, and this is why, again, I go back to, if you're this kind of law enforcement officer, I'm going to advocate for your public executions, for your beheadings, for your executions, for you to no longer wear that badge. I'm going to advocate for that. I'm going to advocate for that. Literally. I'm going to use my public platform to advocate for you to be put down like a rabid dog. I'm going to use my platform to say that you should be publicly executed. So that way the public can know that when law enforcement officers act like you, that you get shot in the face, that you get your head chopped off, that you don't go home to your family anymore. That's what I'm going to advocate on my platform from now on. When law enforcement officers violate constitutional rights, I advocate for their death penalty. Fact. That's just it. That's all I'm going to tell you moving forward. You cannot be happy with me about it, but I'm just witnessing law enforcement officers that are violating constitutional rights of people, and other cops are just watching. And there's nothing anybody's doing. So instead, I'm just going to use my voice to advocate for you to get the death penalty. See how this works? I'm going to find out who your name is, Charles Hewitt, who attacked Derek Thompson. This is the gentleman that was attacked. His name is Derek Thompson. Watch the show, folks. Trooper Charles Hewitt said to the camera before attacking Derek Thompson. Turns out Derek Thompson did not have any weed in the car. He just didn't want his rights violated. Virginia State Trooper claimed to have smelled marijuana, but they found none in the car after pulling the man out. Knowing he was being live streamed, a Virginia State Trooper turned to the camera and smiled before placing a man in a chokehold and pulling him out of his car over the suspected smell of marijuana. Turns out Derek Thompson didn't have any weed in the car. He just didn't want his rights violated. Thompson had been pulled over for an expired inspection tag when the cop claimed he smelled weed and ordered him out of the car, but Thompson refused to step out, claiming it to be an illegal search, which it was, of course. He also believed he was being racially profiled, which is obvious. This cop is clearly a racist, and enjoyed what he was doing. And again, you're going to get your ass whooped in front of Lord and all of creation. So let's see here. The incident took place in 2019. Virginia Attorney Mark Hearing. I bring this up because this is just an example of what cops do. I see the video and I go, you know what? This is just a good cop, bad cop segment. If you're a cop out there, and you know what, I wonder if we can find Trooper Charles Hewitt of Virginia and find out if he is still on the force or not. We can do that because we have this magical thing called the internet. Virginia officer. Let's see here. Well, I mean, it said it came out in 2019, but all the news stories are recent. So, police launching into a investigation into him. I mean, all this stuff comes out after the fact. All right, it looks like he's taking legal action there. Mr. Thompson is, so that's good. But again, I advocate for these types of law enforcement officers to be publicly executed, so we, the public, can have that peace of mind that these officers are not going to have their job, that they are not going to go home to their family, that they're not going to be able to do this to the next person. So the Virginia Police Department adheres to, let me see here, requested the sergeant respond to the scene to conduct an investigation. Subsequently, the state police initiated an administrative investigation, and he addressed, so he looks like he might still be on the force, and they're using the excuse of, well, you know, he didn't have a license, he didn't pay our state extortion, so we have the right to kill him. And look how look how it bounces through. It's like, first we smell weed, you didn't have a tag, then an inspection sticker, whatever. I mean, government sticker, whatever it is, whatever it may be. So I advocate for the Virginia Trooper Hewitt to be executed publicly. Shot in the face, beheaded, hung from the neck until dead, but you know, whatever it may be. I now use my voice when we have a bad cop. And if you're a good cop, you'd agree with me. If you're a good cop, you would agree with me, which is going to help me weed out all other cops that should be shot in the face and executed publicly. Yes. Doesn't matter. He assaulted somebody. No. When you're a law enforcement officer and you have that type of authority over people and you abuse it, just like if my dog got rabies and started attacking me, or a kid or anybody else in this city, the dog would get put down. We need to treat law enforcement officers like the bitches they are, and we need to put them down when they do shit like that. And that's what I will use my platform, what I will use my voice for, to advocate for public executions of law enforcement officers with expedited due process. Expedited due process. Did you hear what I just said? Very important little phrase to catch there. Oh, it just pisses me off. But hey, good cops, bad cops. Straight up. Good cops, bad cops. Whew, man. Always gets intense when you talk about law enforcement officers and when they violate constitutional rights and then they claim that they're there to protect you. So, I know I'm not going to make any friends with the Trumplicans out there when I say we should be publicly executing law enforcement officers that violate the constitutional rights of people. But, you know, those Trumpophiles have literally already succumbed to, please, daddy government, I will lick your boot. Just let me fit in and call myself a patriot. So, I mean, you know, They are the ass kissers of the modern day redcoats, also known as bluecoats. So, again, if you want to join this broadcast, you're more than welcome to click the link in the description and join this broadcast. And yeah, so is there an LP Plank somewhere? I don't know what you mean by that, Psychic Taxi. But good morning to you. No, angry at the cops. That's where I earned an angry badge. You're not angry at me or this video. You're angry at the cops. So good morning, Craig. How are you? And of course, OD Dubs throws in, good morning, sir. That cop needs to get off the steroids. I want to find out, though, was he in the Army? I mean, because there's no way a Marine's going to come at somebody with that kind of voice, you know? Like, I mean, froggy voice, maybe. But that's definitely some gay Army stuff, for sure. So, I don't know. I don't know at all, man. Definitely needs to get off the steroids, for sure. Alright, so I've got some more fun news today that's not all about whether or not cops should get shot in the face or awarded. You know, yesterday we played a video of an officer that saved a baby's life. And then today we watched the two videos, one of a cop being, you know, very aggressive and a false imprisonment, a false arrest, and a deprivation of that man's rights under the color of law. And then we watched a man being assaulted for not wearing a mask and being arrested by police not wearing masks. This world doesn't make any sense anymore. But just when you thought it could not get any better in this world, Google does this. Google is working on tattoos that turn your body into a touchpad. This is real, folks. I mean, what are you going to do? When you can be like, loop, there goes my garage door. Loop, all my lights in my house are on. Loop, plays music. You know, I mean, it's an interesting thought. And this is a thought kind of a segment here of walking you down the technological road of where we're headed in the future. So, understated by its historical Google Glass flop. Still investigating heavily in various oddball forms of wearable technology, recent project, according to CNET, include a new mixed reality glasses, virtual reality controllers that let you feel the weight of virtual objects, and new smartwatches. But perhaps the most unusual high-tech temporary tattoo is basically turned your flesh into a giant touchpad. The idea behind the tattoo project, dubbed Skin Marks, is to make interacting with technology feel more natural. The skin marks can be applied to fingers or parts of the hand that we control with instinctive fine motor skills. So using the sensors through a bend of the finger or a squeeze of the fist could become like second nature. Quote, through a vastly reduced tattoo thickness and increased stretchability, a skin mark is significantly thin and flexible to conform to irregularly geometry like flexure lines and protruding bones. The Saarland University researcher who were founded by Google to develop the tech wrote in a paper about the project. So, I mean, this is just one example of where technology is going to go. Right now, these are temporary tattoos. Eventually, I'm sure they will be permanent tattoos, and we're going to have a mechanism on your hand that's connected to the internet that allows you to feel the weight of virtual objects, allows you to control things with it. Ooh, will you be able to feel the weight of the world? Ooh, as your hands get crushed and I don't know how this is going to work. I mean, I don't understand how you could do that, but it leads into some other problems that a lot of people are not going to realize. But here's a fun story for you that should be helping to put this into perspective. Twitter says hacking of high-profile Twitter accounts was a coordinated social engineering attack. So, and it's involving in cryptocurrencies. So some of the world's richest, most influential people, politicians, celebrities, tech moguls, and companies, were the subject of a massive Twitter hack on Wednesday. Elon Musk, Joe Biden, Jeff Bezos, Michael Bloomberg, Kim Kardashian West, and Bill Gates were among the accounts pushing out tweets asking millions of followers to send money to a Bitcoin address. Wow. All of the tweeted messages from the accounts shared similar language. The tweet from Kanye West's account said he is, quote, giving back to my fans. The message from Bezos' account said he was, quote, decided to give back to my community. And Musk's account said, quote, feeling grateful. Bezos, Musk, and Gates are among the 10 richest people in the world based on Forbes calculations. According to the Associated Press, the three men have a combined worth of $362 billion. So, you going to work? Have a good day. So, here is a funny story. Twitter said the statement on the company detected that they believed to be a coordinated social engineering attack by people who successfully targeted some of the employees with access to internal systems tools. So what that should tell you is that everything is open to being hacked. So we're going to have these technologies that are going to make us become one with technology, or as Elon Musk would like to call it, the singularity, where we merge with AI technologies. If your Twitter can be hacked and you're one of the richest people in the world, I'm just saying that this internet stuff maybe not where you want to actually take things in the future. You know, we might want to avoid things that are internet based because it's not as secure as you'd like it to believe, or that you'd like to believe. So, I mean, like I said, before you know it, here we are sitting here with tattoos that are touch pads, and now we can be hacked biometrically. I mean, just saying. Again, if you're just tuning in and you want to join the broadcast, there is a link in the description. There's no link to join the broadcast. Well, if you go back out and come back in, then you're more than welcome to refresh it and click the link. You might have tuned in right away, which I often forget. Ooh, this coffee makes a guy's nose runny. But it is strong. Whew. All right, so next quick story here. This is going to be your coronaphobia stories of the day. We're going to go into not the more... we're going to take a dive down into what this is actually all leading to. So, the best and worst face masks ranked by their level of protection. As you know, on Adam versus the Man yesterday, we went into Bubble Boy world, but these will be some of the more common masks you will see out there in the world. I wore one similar to this. Mine was a little tighter around the neck, but that's more like a bandana. We'll see. I want to just get right to the lists. Give me the lists. All right. So, the two medical grade masks are the most effective at filtering viral particles, the N95 and the N95. Disposable surgical masks are a close second. Hybrid masks are the safest homemade option. 3 layers of cotton or silk are highly protective. Vacuum cleaner bags are a do-it-yourself alternative to surgical masks. Tea towels and antimicrobial pillowcases aren't ideal material, but they're better than a single layer of cotton. Wearing a scarf or cotton t-shirt around your nose and mouth isn't particularly effective at filtering the coronavirus, but it's still better than nothing. A single layer cotton masks are preferable to single layer paper masks. You see how it's going down now? How you wear your mask matters too. I cannot believe how many times I saw this, guys. I saw it. I mean, again, I'm not for these masks in any way, shape, or form. But when I was out there, what is it, like this? I mean, when I was out there, I see it like this. When I see you like this, or even something like this, or you're like chewing on it, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. So, just some quick heads up on masks there, excuse me. How you wear it does matter. But that brings me to this. Maryland governor says state uncovered a $501 million fraudulent coronavirus unemployment scheme. Oh, you don't say. Maryland is investigating a vast operation using identity theft to commit coronavirus unemployment insurance fraud on the order of more than $500 million. The governor announced Wednesday. Maryland operations involved more than 47,500 fraudulent claims and totaled over $501 million. Quote, the state of Maryland has uncovered a massive, sophisticated criminal enterprise involving widespread identity theft and coordinated fraudulent unemployment insurance claims in Maryland. And here I'm thinking, wait, Maryland's about to out the federal government for being a sophisticated criminal enterprise involving widespread identity theft and coordinated fraudulent activities? And then it's like, oh, they're going to put this on somebody else. Got it. They're going to, there's a what's the word I'm looking for? A fall guy in all this, of course. He added, exposing this illegal scheme and notifying the federal authorities has helped shed light on related fraudulent criminal activities in at least a dozen other states spread out across the country after finding, quote, an unusual increase in out-of-state federal pandemic unemployment assistance claims, which were involving massive identity theft, attempting to utilize stolen identities and the personal information of innocent and unsuspecting individuals, which was apparently acquired from previous national data breaches. Do you see the theme today? Your government thanks you for being stupid. Twitter can be hacked. The government can be hacked. Everything can be hacked. Data breaches, hackings, you name it, it's there. So, the Inspector General Robert Hur said, been coordinating with them on this ongoing investigation. Hogan stressed that the state's labor department had not had its unemployment insurance information system breached in Maryland. Applicants' information had not been compromised. It probably was. The department was successfully administered $4.3 billion in unemployment assistance to more than 489,000 Maryland applicants, he added later, thanking the department for its successful efforts to save the taxpayers $500 million. Okay, whatever. This is such a... If you really gotta go and say that is saving taxpayers' money, yeah, okay. Oh, shoot. Well, okay. Well, it gets a little bit bigger than that because you keep going, well, what's next on this? Well, because again, it's obvious that there's something bigger about to happen. I mean, it's that there's a new unemployment subsidy on the federal level. Congress edges towards a deal to extend federal unemployment subsidy and coronavirus bill. Here we go. More money from the federal government. The answer to government is always, let's throw more money at our rich friends and see if that solves the problem. But where does that money come from? It comes from the poor. It comes from people that are not as well off as Miss Nancy Pelosi here. After initial resistance from some Republicans, there was some initial resistance. There was a few Republicans who are like, no, we don't want this. Congress is inching closer to an agreement to extend at least some of the $600 a week federal unemployment insurance subsidy approval this spring to help American workers hurt by the coronavirus. When they return next week to begin talks on another major relief bill, lawmakers face a tight deadline to renew. Man, I think I got some coronavirus there. Sneezing all morning. Actually, I think it's just the coffee. It's delicious this morning. Watch, people are like, oh my gosh, he's got corona. Oh, man. Hey, good morning, Matt. Appreciate you tuning in today. See you there. So again, $600 a week. Some GOP, they wanted to stop it, but you know what? Hey, here we are. Here we are again. Government, throw more money at it. Give it to your rich friends and hope it solves the problem. We have a bill, and hopefully we'll have it sooner rather than later because people really need to have it, and we should have it before the expiration of the unemployment insurance, Pelosi said. So, I mean, again, I don't see anything wrong with taking money from the government that you would otherwise use it to bomb women and children and men in the Middle East. It kind of is what it is. But just when you thought it couldn't get even worse, new stimulus package expected to be introduced next week. Here's what you need to know. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is expected to present a draft stimulus legislation next week when Congress returns to session. From recess, State Republicans with input from the White House drafted a stimulus proposal. Since Republicans control only 53 seats in the U.S. Senate, McConnell will need bipartisan support for his stimulus proposal. Given this bipartisan construct, the new stimulus is likely to contain wish list items for both Democrats and Republicans. And this is where it makes you go, man, can you not see what this duopoly does? Hey, man, we hate you, you're pedophiles. We hate you, you're rapists. Hey, man, let's put this bill together where we get a lot of people rich, and then we can come back and keep saying that to each other. And America is so stupid, and the average American is so dumb that they just continue to keep battering back the two-party duopoly, talking points. I always say it like this, like, who is the most popular Republican? Like, okay, when you think of a Democrat, who do you think of as the top Democrat? Use the chat. I'll give it a minute here. When you say for media, talking points, I don't care if it's social media, I don't care. And think for Republicans too. Who's the top Republican talking head? Who's the best cheerleader on social media? Who is the biggest Trumpophile? Who's the biggest, pedocrat? Who are these people? I mean, I just heard Taylor Swift endorse Joe Biden. I mean, I don't understand it. I don't get it. I mean, I don't think Taylor is smart enough to understand that there is a better candidate that's not a pedophile. I don't understand why Taylor Swift is endorsing a pedophile. I never understand it. I mean, there's a very nice, lovely lady named Jo Jorgensen that she could go, wait, no sexual assault allegations? A well-articulate, lovely lady? I mean, I promise you this, Taylor Swift will never be played in my presence without me saying that she endorses pedophilia. I mean, that's just a fact. Sorry, Taylor. I mean, not that you care about my opinion, but I mean, it's just the facts. But who do you think? Use the comments or whatnot, or join the broadcast. I mean, no, and I'm talking about like social media. When I click Facebook and I think of like a Terrence Williams, again, people that get in line for the president. I think of again, and none of these are meant to be with any disrespect towards any individual. Personally, politically, I wonder what the fuck they're doing. I mean, personally, I don't know them from Joe Blow. They're just as welcome as the next person to click the link. They have friends and family. I'm sure people care about them. Blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, I think of somebody like Terrence Williams who will get in line and kiss the ass of the president. I think of somebody on the other side for Biden. Anyways, again, the points still go. And you know what? Call me a cheerleader for Joe Jorgensen. At least my candidate doesn't have sexual assault allegations, isn't sniffing kids publicly or allegedly raping children privately like Donald Trump. But again, both parties do suck, ODW. Both parties do suck. And so you go, the end of the day, we continue to push these fuckers. Why? There has to be other shit going on in it. And I'm telling you, it's the wish list. They come together, they hate each other, and they say, okay, hey, we'll put aside our differences and spend everybody's money. So there's the $600 there. State and local aid, smaller unemployment benefits, liability protections. I mean, student loan forgiveness somehow made its way into this. Infrastructure plan somehow made its way into this. A travel bonus. So this proposal would give individuals a $4,000 credit to take a vacation at least 50 miles away from home. Yes, Matt. Rush Limbaugh would be a great person to suggest in that. Again, there's a lot of Republican talking points. But this final stimulus package is expected to add $1.5 to $2 trillion onto this debt. We're going to be at $30 trillion in debt before Donald Trump leaves office in November. We're pretty fucking close to it. Pretty fucking close to it. So, make no mistake about it. They'll call each other rapists and pedophiles, and all the talking heads online will get in line and defend their guy, and you don't have proof. Trump, don't you know Trump kicked Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago? Don't you know it? Oh, yeah, he kicked Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago after Epstein goes, hey, Ghislaine Maxwell most likely recorded you fucking a kid. That's what my guess is. I don't know what your guess is, but if you have to do a million mental gymnastics to justify 27 sexual assault allegations, if you have to do mental gymnastics to justify publicly sniffing children and sniffing women's hair, I mean, I laugh at you. I watch you, and I go, man, I am so glad I'm not you, because my candidate doesn't make me have to do those mental gymnastics. My candidate doesn't make me have to do that at all. My candidate just talks about the issues, and Mama Joe doesn't put me in that obligation spot to say, well, she had 27 different men accuse her of sexual assault. We're still voting for her. All right, The View. There you go. Psychic Taxi with the win there. The View. These talking heads. These people that are most likely, compromised in their own right. And again, I feel sorry for them. I do. And as we go forward in life, I feel sorry for them, because I mean, sure, I'll allow anybody to fall for the duopoly thing. I promise you. Listen, you could, if you're sitting there going, fuck, man, CJ is saying that I support pedophilia because I'm voting for Joe Biden. Fuck, man, CJ is saying I excuse sexual assault allegations as they're all just hearsay with, and again, I give everybody the opportunity to say, hey, I fell for the duopoly thing. I fell for the duopoly thing. I voted for Bush. I voted for Obama. I voted for Trump. I vote for president mainly like I think of who's going to actually win the fucking thing. Not that my vote shifts some national fucking conversation. But at some point, if you got to get down on your knees and suck Trump's dick on social media, if you got to get down there and let Joe Biden sniff and grope your kids, I really think you should wake up. Because at some point, our great-great-great-great-grandchildren are going to see all this. Joe Biden's going to be the pedophile we all know him to be. Donald Trump's going to be the sexual assailant and most likely child predator, just as if... I mean, again, why do you think that Jeffrey Epstein was killed? You think it's the Clintons. I think it's all of them. I think it's Trump, it's Clinton, it's all of them saying, hey, we're all fucking compromised because of this guy. He needs to go. I'm surprised Ghislaine Maxwell's still alive, to be honest. I lost the office pool 10 days ago at this point. Oh, man, I better join this Region 6 discussion group or else I don't get to next... All right, perfect. There it is, Psychic Taxi. Nobody votes for anything. They vote to stop something. And that's where I woke up and I said, no. Governor Kristi Noem, the queen of meth, said that the reason why we have this government is because we consented. I don't consent. I will use my vote. I will use my consent to say that I don't consent. You didn't give informed consent. And what I believe you to be doing is unconstitutional. So I will vote third party away from your one party monopoly or your duopoly control. We are already the joke of the entire world. We're becoming the third world country. I disagree with you there. We're a first world country with very public problems. But you're on the right path, though. So, but where does this all lead? We need a new stimulus package. We need new money. But what's going on? The numbers aren't right. Florida reported, and look at this. This is legitimately the headline. Florida reported 100% positive COVID-19 tests from the same lab. That's wrong, hospital system says. So all these numbers that we're talking about are wrong. They're not accurate. 100% positive testing. I'm not going to dive into that one. It makes you go, what's this all about? Well, it's about contract tracing. It's about artificial technology. It's about installing AI software facial recognition to be able to figure out who you are if you wear a mask. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know which way to wear this fucking thing. I don't wear it. They know how. They want to know how to identify you from here to here. They had to space this out because the computer couldn't do it with machine learning. They needed accuracy of 6 feet distance. They need to figure out who they can identify with your driver's license systems. Hello, McFly. I know we have the NSA, but they want to make it stupid easy with the 4 states that are the test subjects. Why do you think in 4 days from now, they're like, oh, huge coronaphobic crisis here going on. In 4 days, you got to wear your mask in Walmart to get your groceries. By the way, we gave all your driver's license information to the federal government, and we have cameras, and we have to funnel you through all one door. Does this make any sense? So what they got to do is they couldn't explain this to a school-age child. Imagine trying to explain this to a 12-year-old. If they can't explain it to you, like you're an adult, because then you'll go, oh my fucking God, you're not doing that. They have to explain it to you like you're 12. They have to explain it to you like, okay, well, how do we get it to where they'll consent? Because the only way we can govern and do this shit is by consent, but it's not informed consent. It's not. It's misinformed consent. Here's the example of the Florida case, 100% positive tests. And they're like, no, that's not right. So now all those people that got tested thought they have it. Some of them don't. It's all about contact tracing. It's all about being able to, just for all of us, to mandatory chip with a 5G tower. They want 5G. They want to know where we are down to. There will be nowhere you can hide on this planet. There will be nowhere you can hide on this planet from the government at all. And it isn't Trump stopping it. Trump hasn't stopped a fucking thing. Trump's my boy. He's going to get to family law someday, CJ. You just wait and see. He just can't say those words because it would trigger all the people. You fucking idiots, man. And you know what? I realize I can't stop it as an individual, but I can sure as fuck talk about it as long as I can. And I can point all you motherfuckers out that are on the other end of this screen that are going, oh, we need it. We need it. We're consenting. We're consenting. It's uninformed consent because you don't know what they're actually doing. So it's not perfect, and it never will be. And you will continue to vote for stupid because if I don't vote for the red team, the blue team's going to win. If I don't vote for the blue team, the red team's going to win. Well, if I don't get the rapist pedophile, I'm going to get the pedophile rapist. Oh, my God. Oh, God. You're not going to be able to live anywhere, on grid or off grid, by the time this is done. And if you live off grid, now would be the scariest time in history for you because they're about to install ways to track you down to the I mean, they're going to find you. They're going to know exactly how many human beings are walking this planet. They're going to know how many people are in this country, in which state, and they're going to have the answers within the next 5 years. Nobody's going to be safe from government. Google was just slapped with a lawsuit, claims it tracks people on hundreds of thousands of apps, even when they opt out. You don't think the government's not going to be able to do something similar? The class action lawsuit filed Tuesday alleges that Google tracks users on hundreds of thousands of apps even when they opt out of web and app activity on the settings. The data privacy lawsuit accuses the search engine giant of violating wiretap law and California privacy law by recording what users are looking at in apps. It also alleges the tracking occurs through Google's Firebase, a popular set of software for app makers. So there's Alphabet tracking you, not giving a fuck whether or not you care. But I like it how we have the 5G fanatics who are like, CJ, they message me all the time, and I love you guys for it. CJ, they're going to kill us all with 5G. Well, that's just part of the plan, buddy. Just calm your ass down. I'm going to give you something a little bit more frantic to worry about here for a second. Samsung revealed its vision of a 6G future, human-sized holograms, 1 terabyte peak rate, 16K virtual reality. There's a bigger future coming, folks. It has nothing to do with your fucking freedom. It has nothing to do with your rights as a human being and individual. The self-ownership you think you have, you don't. You will be tracked. You will be traced. You will not be able to buy land. You will not be able to buy food, get on a bus, own a car. You will not be able to do any of this shit if you don't shut the fuck up, put on your fucking mask, your slave muzzle. Sit there like the good little government bitch you are and wait for your digital currency to hit when that fucking planet rotates just one more time around the fucking sun. And if you don't, and then if you speak out against government, oh, make no mistake about it, they got a spot for you. And nobody on the other end of this screen is going to care if you're fucking dead or gone. Because they've trained us to be apathetic. Because if you are empathetic to me, speaking out against the crimes the government commits against you and me, guess what? You're going to go on that same list too. You ain't going to be able to, your social credit score is going to drop. You won't be allowed into certain buildings, certain functions. You will be chipped. You will have to acquiesce. Make no mistake about it. You will have to acquiesce to their authority. And not in the Cartman respect my authority way. It will straight up be, they will just kill your access to food, shelter, water. You won't be able to live off grid. You think it's the last respite to get away from government until it's not. And then the government uses eminent domain to take over your land while the people keep sitting on the freeways wearing their slave muzzles and bubble boy suits. And we all sit here and wonder, what the fuck happened? What the fuck happened? You know? I sit here and I read the Constitution and I wonder, and I would ask this, how many rights violations did we discuss just in today's broadcast of Coffee and a Conversation? How many rights violations did we discuss in today's show? A lot. A lot. Good morning, Mr. Dombrowski. Yeah, I've got my slave mizzle here too, man. I got my slave mizzle. So, this is what it's about, though. It's always about control. Always about control. True, look at the president's cabinet, talk back, or make him look bad, and you're done. Exactly. It's just a microcosm of what to expect as the public, Mr. Dombrowski, and that's what I am trying to say. OD Dub here throws in, you sure the government isn't behind Google doing it? I don't know. I mean, yes and no. It's easy to make the government the enemy. Alphabet itself may be just doing this on its own, collecting data and then wanting to use that as a, hey, government, give us more money. I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, again, all we can do is look at what they're doing. If angels were to govern men, neither external nor internal controls of government would be necessary. In framing a government which is to be administered by men over men, the great difficulty lies in this. You must first enable the government to control the governed, and in the next place oblige it to control itself. Essay by Alexander Hamilton, John Jay, and James Madison, Federalist, number 51. First, you have to give the government authority to govern over you. That you consented, South Dakota. You consented. We the people consented, said the Queen of Meth, Governor Kristi Noem. You consented to us taking your rights. Again, uninformed consent, while you double speak. One talk for the slave owners and one talk for the slaves, while you tear gas Native Americans and then shoot off fireworks in celebration above the heads of slave owners and rapists and people that would admittedly kill you, Queen Noem. If they were alive today, they would not be able to distinguish you from the government which they separated from. So it makes no sense to me why you celebrate them. I never will. I don't understand it. Yeah. I don't know, you guys. Like I said, the link is open for about one more minute if somebody wants to pop in backstage. If not, I'm going to go and have myself some breakfast and wait for the world to fucking end like the rest of you. Wait for all these stories on the internet to get even worse and worse and worse and worse. And hate to say I told you so, but I fucking told you so. And I will never regret saying those words. I feel disgusted that it fucking happens. We got bad cops, bad politicians. Why can't we just have a fucking change? Oh yeah, that's right. You got a blue check mark next to your name. You get 5,000 videos of you, and you got a fucking audience. You're a fucking sheep herder that goes, everybody vote this way or you're not cool in my circle. I don't give a fuck if you vote for the pedophile or the rapist or the rapist or the pedophile. I'm voting for Jo Jorgensen because she's just the better human being in the fucking race. You're going to sheep herd your audience into, you have to vote this way or you're not cool in my circles. Again, it's fucking dumb. You would think as a population we're smarter than this, but we're not. You would think as a population that we would be able to rise above this bullshit and say enough is enough. I'm a goddamn human being and my life matters. But no, we don't. We put on our fucking slave muzzles just to go get our fucking coffee creamer. We sit there and we go, well, at least I get to live again another day, sorta, kinda. They're kinda leaving me alone until you realize they're hacking everybody's shit, controlling you, spying on you, activating your cameras and your microphones. They're doing all this shit that they claim they're not. And when I say government, like my brother-in-law will go, well, you really think those dumb fucks on the Hill know what they're talking about? It's not them. They are the puppets. They are the fucking cheerleaders. They are the ones that do the shady deals. It's who they give money to. It's who they benefit in law. It's the organizations that we really haven't even fucking heard of because we won't find out about it until after they're fucking killing us. So, I bring out Ms. Harlow's cheat sheet. And I say, I want to move to suspend the rules. To censure the President of the United States. Oh, wait, he's got absolute immunity. We're fucked, folks. We are fucked. Make no mistake about it. It is only going to get worse between now and November, and I hate fucking saying it. I will always try to find the silver fucking linings in this godforsaken world. I will fight it with every breath I have. I will advocate for every public execution of every officer that violates the Constitution, every politician, every pedophile, murderer, rapist, everybody that violates the sanctity of life. And we shouldn't be allowing it. Speaking of which, I'll put it to you this way. We'll do this again. I'll give away $50 in the next 2 minutes if somebody can get me Ghislaine Maxwell's fucking booking photo. She's the only human being I know that can have this many stories written about her and have no fucking booking photo released to the public. Some people think she's already dead and that they're just trying to scare people. This is the Q theory. You know what I hope, and this is what I'm betting on most likely is going to happen. They're going to find evidence of Donald Trump on videos doing things they're going to find it. It's out there. And then what are the Q-tards going to do? Where we go one, we go all. And I hope it's off a fucking cliff. Have a good day or don't. The choice is always yours.
Welcome to Coffee and a Conversation hosted by CJ Abernathy for South Dakota District